Hello everyone, and you know, something I've needed to hear this week is stop comparing yourself to other people. Oh my word, comparing yourself to other people is such a bad idea because it makes you feel awful. I've always been notorious for doing this, and especially even in the past week, I was on holiday with a few families, of which 3 of the sort of older lads were engineers, and by older I mean 50s. Hopefully that's not too offensive to some of you. What I found myself doing is comparing myself to them, all of which who are accomplished engineers, some of which are Rolls-Royce, some are sort of got their own businesses, and I find myself saying, why aren't I as clever as these guys were? Why can't I seem to solve the problems that they can? Now, of course, you know, the obvious answer is, well, they've been working for 30 years longer than I have, but obviously my silly little brain doesn't seem to recognise that, you know, it takes time to gain knowledge and experience, and I'm like, why aren't I as good as them right now? Even at work, I find myself comparing myself to colleagues who have maybe started at similar times to me, or even a few years down the line, and I look at them and say, wow, look how great they are at doing their job. Why aren't I as good or as competent as they are? And it's just such a poisonous thought process because it gets you nowhere. And I was literally just talking to some of my friends on that holiday about comparison and how it's probably one of the biggest things that holds people back is they don't feel like they're good enough for a certain role maybe, or they don't feel like they're good enough to do a certain activity that might help them progress, and they're more scared of kind of being seen as not good enough, or thinking, oh, someone else who's better at it will do it. And actually, it's so much better for your development, I suppose, to try things outside of your comfort zone. And if we can't get over the fear of comparison and the fear of what other people think, then we won't ever try the things that will help us to develop into the person that we want to be. So I still struggle with this a heck of a lot, but I know there will be a lot of other people who feel similar to me. And the summary is, stop comparing yourself to other people. Start just cracking on with the things that you want to do, and try and take on new and challenging things that you are going to fail at, because if you don't fail, you're probably not trying new things enough. Hope that's useful, and I will say goodbye and hope you have a good week.